Welcome to the Food for Thought podcast. Today's guest is Tony Lowry, a.k.a. Tony Tiger Style, QC hip-hop legend, dancer, show host, certified personal trainer, and nutrition coach. Enjoy the show. I'm litty. Okay, so you drunk. What happens when you sober? Are you litty when you talking to your kids? What are you telling them? Because they getting killed out here. You know, they getting killed out here. So what are you telling your kids?
Yeah, no, now I was getting drunk.
See? But lyrics like this, you got to get more for your time, more for your mind, more for your patience and grace, more for the things they did behind your back they won't do to your face. Got to sit and clear your mind. Are you really wasting time in the first place? Why you fail to see the light that's at the end of the tunnel, but you're always seeing things in the worst case? Self-evolution. It ain't more about you than more about than whatever you're producing. Mapping out a plan, better execution. Killing all the doubt, in and all confusion. That's a revolution. You got a dream, then enjoy the chase. Yeah, it might be a long road now, but a lifelong filled with regret is a lonely space, so go and get it. Now see that?
That's hot.
That's talking to somebody. Now that's the lyrics, that's some stuff on my new song, like one of my new songs, right? But that's like talking, I'm telling you, like if you working a 9-to-5 job and they're not appreciating you, you need to get more for your time, more for your mind, more for your patience of tolerating the bullshit and grace. More for the things that they did behind your back when they talking about, oh, man, Todd, oh, they in your face. Todd is the greatest, that's my guy.
Happens every day.
You know that Todd, I can't stand Todd. You know,
every
the things that they'll do behind your back that they won't do to your face. You gotta sit and clear your mind. Are you really wasting time in the first place?
Yeah, every day.
So why can you say, well, I gotta just do this? Why can you always see the darkness, but you can't see the light?
Hey.
You can believe in that, but you can't believe in yourself to step out on faith and do something you love to do. That's what I'm saying in my lyrics. I'm giving you food.
Sustenance.
I could talk about all kinds of shit and I do it well. I could talk about just beating up and rapping, being a tough guy, MC and all that, and and I'm from, all that. But that ain't food. That ain't what. If you sit and you listen and you really listen, and I'm not here no more, I want you to know what I represent. I want you to know what I did this for. So I want you to listen and go, damn, that's what he said? God damn, that was deep. How did I miss this? Because right. The distractions, the bells and whistles gonna get you. The Christmas lights is gonna get you. I don't put up Christmas lights. I never have. I don't put up Christmas lights.
Really?
No, I don't. I say Merry Christmas and I do good deeds. Yeah. I go out and give clothes to the homeless quietly. I do that quietly. I do stuff like that. I recycle my clothes. I give them good stuff. Air Force Ones, top line jackets. I don't go get no bummy stuff just because I don't like it. I go give you hot shit. Because I want you to feel good about yourself. I want you to know somebody cared enough not to just give you their last, but to give you their first.
Well, that goes back to what you were saying with your performance.
If you can be selfless, if you can be selfless when you got the option to be selfish and nobody is stopping you, I think you're on the right path. I think you're on to something. I think you're on to something. And you're only going to learn that from example. So that's why I use phrases like leaders lead and all this stuff, because I'm trying to show that by example, because this is the kind of stuff I saw coming up, like I said again, not only just in my grandparents, but in the community at large where we are from right here. Right here. I couldn't go nowhere where nobody didn't know my grandfather and wouldn't tell them where the hell I was at.
Hey. Yeah.
I couldn't.
Yeah.
From here to East Moline.
No.
And I was everywhere.
Everywhere.
I couldn't. That's accountability that's accountability. People knowing you. Oh, you Dave's son. You Dave grandson. That kind of stuff. Like, man, we gotta really appreciate these kind of basic stuff. And these young kids are tuned out on that, whatever. You wait till you get 30, son. Wait till you get 40, son.
If you make it.
If you make it. You wait till you get there, son. And then you're gonna be trying to pick up all these pieces that we telling you right now. It happens. Guarantee you, trust me, I done seen some of the most arrogant people from here become the most humble people ever. Through life experience. That's real, one way or another.
Yeah, that's deep.
One way or another, man.
That's deep food. That is food for thought.
Why you think all these brothers ain't walking around here no more? Because they somewhere paying for this stuff that you seeing, like this new police department and, These new skylines, they paying for it with cheap labor inside because they was tough guys when they was outside. Yeah. That's what's going on. They ain't here to be fathers to their children, so these kids is lost and they out here shooting each other. They done made babies, now they gone, and these kids is out here shooting each other because they think that's what Pops was doing. So I'm trying to live up to what Pops was doing. I gotta carry that thing. I gotta let them know. I gotta let them know. Nah, see, back in the day we had people like Matt McDowell being able to corral you. We had people like Hickman's Wreck, MLK to corral you. You know, you had these places that you could go. They had the vans coming around with the white sack lunch at the park, feeding the kids in the summertime, keeping you in a structured environment, keeping you with something to do, to occupy yourself, to find your creativity, to find your lane. Now your lane is internet. Your lane is Instagram, Facebook, bullshit that's out there to distract you, to pull you out into the ocean. And when you get past the buoy, the shark's gonna eat you up. I guarantee you that. I guarantee you that. I done seen it happen to everybody who thought they was invincible and thought they was the tough guy. I done seen it happen, man. And why are we still sitting here talking about it? You know? It's for a reason. So that's really what's up. We gotta appreciate life. That's why I say, man, with the little EP that I did, it wasn't. I do music now only when I'm inspired. I'm not chasing the record deal thing, and I haven't done that in years. You know, I know what the industry is about, man, and I know how much, you know, I know what it is. I'm a businessman first, you know, and I go where the business is strongest. I like to help people, so that's why I'm into health and fitness, living well, and teaching people how to eat healthy, because I know that's gonna be valuable food, even when I'm not here. If I give that to you, that's something you can pass to your children, whatever, and y'all can live healthier, live better lives. You know, my grandmother had Alzheimer's disease. I did a nutritional study. I found out a nutritional study that my friend Tanika Rowland shared with me that I had been arguing for a long time, that Alzheimer's disease can be prevented and dementia can be prevented from the right dietary intake. Because there's proteins that your brain starts to produce that clog the capillaries that leads to dementia. See, but if we don't have this kind of knowledge, then how can we share it? Right? So somebody's got to go in there and go through the fire and get that, and I did that. That's why I did that and started making the brand live. It ain't live, it's live at 1,000. Live at 1,000, past 100. You know, if I told you to shoot for 100, you're going to shoot for 70%. Minimum. You're going to say, let me get a C, that's good enough.
Right.
Because people don't want to, if they live at 100, they go, well, that's too hard, because now I got to stay at 100. I gotta stay good once I'm good. Now I got the responsibility of staying good, right? So no, man, like let's go higher than that. Let's push the boundary to go higher. Let's push ourselves. Let's see what we can do in this lifetime. Let's see. Like I told my daughter this once. You know what those buildings are when you see the big cities? You see the high rises?
Skyscrapers.
No, they're trophies.
Oh, okay. Okay.
They're trophies.
Okay.
Those buildings are owned by somebody who started a company or a part of a family lineage from years ago.
Right.
And they started small. And over years and years of staying to a process, they built a trophy.
Okay.
And they all are trying to show you how big their trophies are by the size of the buildings. They all trying to outdo each other.
That's good stuff.
To take up the skyline. So when you look up, you see them. You see their accomplishment.
That monument.
It's going to outlive you. If you remember anything, you're going to remember that.
Right.
That's a trophy, right?
Nice.
Everybody don't get to make trophies like that because they don't get it until it's too late. They'll work for somebody else's trophy to stand up, though.
That's good food, man. That's good food.
I want to build my own trophy. I think it's valuable. I want to see my friends that I know that deserve trophies build trophies. We only got 100 years in this life, like Kanye done told us, at max. At max with best health, at best health. Okay, with all these things challenging our health, and now even less than that. So you ain't got no time to mess around, bro.
So with that study that you did on the Alzheimer's and dementia, man.
It was a study I read. I didn't do it. I read it.
That you read it.
Yeah, because that was sent to me. Yeah.
So what is it for the viewers? Because we can actually, as food for thought, we can actually post.
Yeah, you can go and look it up. Just look up anything on Alzheimer's disease, dietary connections on Alzheimer's disease, and stuff like that, and it will give you information on it. There's all kinds of information on there. And the same as well, like even with this situation, I ain't gonna go all into that about the gene therapy and the vaccination kind of situation.
Right.
There's a lot of information out there too. You know, you have to really go and really seek. Don't just get an opinion just because your favorite person got an opinion.
Right.
Go and read and do the knowledge for yourself and know what you're dealing with. You know, I'm just going to give you this piece. If somebody told me that you're going to change the definition of something that's always been what it is, I'm going to look at you sideways. And I think I got the right to do that. But now we're being told we don't.
Yeah, right.
Because if you pick up your phone right now and anybody out there, Google the word vaccination and see what it tells you. You're going to see the words immune system in there, right? And you're going to see how it's going to say that it's a small dosage of a disease that is controllable, and it sparks your immune system to combat it and suppress it.
Exactly.
Am I accurate?
Exactly. You're on point. Yep.
The problem that people have with what they're calling a vaccine does not fit the definition of a vaccine, because it does not do that process. It does not trigger the immune system to kick into play. That's not what this is for. It's gene therapy. It's to be preventative to symptoms.
Yep. To help suppress.
So you need to have that understanding.
Absolutely.
You need to also have the understanding of what SARS-7 is and what COVID-19 is. People don't know. And so when they start hearing COVID-19, everything is all in the same umbrella.
It's
and that's not, it's
hook.
two different things. COVID-19 are symptoms that you feel from SARS-7. Sometimes you can have the symptoms and not have the virus. Sometimes you can have the virus and not have the symptoms.
Right. Man.
Specific testing has to be done so that way you can accurately tell if you have one or the other. COVID is the flu-like symptoms you get when you're having an onset of SARS-7. But like I said, you can have the virus present and not have the symptoms. So people can be walking around like normal, like they're good.
Asymptomatic all day.
Yeah, and they can have the virus in their system.
Carrying it.
And then there's people who cannot have the virus, but they can be sniffling and sneezing and coughing. And y'all are saying, oh, they got COVID.
Yeah.
They do that.
But that's what
they don't
that
have the
marketing
virus.
hook does to you.
That's what I'm
You
saying.
can't even sneeze today.
But this is from people only reading the headlines and not reading the articles and not reading the fine print and taking other people's word for it and going with the status quo or whatever the case may be. I'm in the field of health and fitness, so I deal with dietary, and I'm a nutrition coach. So not only am I a physical trainer, I'm a nutrition coach, and I also do healthy eating and living cohorts for Iowa State University quietly. Yes, with Tanika Rowland.
Okay.
So she's had me a part of her class, and her colleagues have had me a part of their class for the past 2 or 3 years.
Homegirl's doing things.
Teaching healthy eating and living to her healthcare professionals that are going out into the world.
Yep. And filtering that knowledge.
To do that knowledge.
Yep.
So I'm getting the blessing of being able to come from the top with it and give this knowledge to these people and let them go out and share it with clients.
I didn't know.
And that's a blessing.
I didn't know about this resume. I thought I did my homework on the TL,
yeah,
but
so
I don't know.
That's what it is, and that's been a mission of mine. You know, it's been a mission of mine. You know, my grandfather, when he was on dialysis up there with that Generations poor place, that place, man, they're up there feeding him hot dogs with no bun. You know where we come from? We from 6th Street. You don't be able to give my damn grandfather no hot dog with no bun. That's royalty up in there. You don't give him you give him nutrition.
Yeah, I'm sorry.
My grandfather's health really didn't decline until my mother couldn't go up there to give him the extra nutrition that he wasn't getting there. She was going there grooming him, shaving him, and doing things like that. When we saw my grandfather before he passed, I kid you not, he had a big beard like Papa Smurf. They hadn't shaved him or nothing.
Hey man, don't be on the beard, man.
No, he had a white beard. Have you ever seen my grandfather with a beard?
No.
He had a full white beard like Santa Claus. I'm not kidding you. My grandfather, he was like, they ain't shaved me or nothing. He had lost weight.
He wouldn't get that love.
No, he had lost weight.
Yeah.
They went, you know,
He
had one girl nurse, he said, that was really good, that came in and tried to shave him. This one girl, white girl, he said, that shaved him and stuff. But other than that, he said they was kind of being like, you know, harsh to him at times.
Well,
you know, and that was because my moms was keeping tabs, like, you know, going up there making sure they was on their shit.
Exactly.
So they would get mad about that.
Yeah.
Well, you don't have to get mad about
accountable.
that. Because here's the thing, you got a 2-star goddamn rating.
Ooh.
Generations has a 2.5 at most star rating online. Their own employees know that. That's why they don't work that hard.
Ooh.
And y'all had my grandfather in there, so my mom's a retired nurse, so yeah, she gonna go see about ours. That's what we gonna do.
Wow.
And she did the same thing over at the place where my grandmother was, which was one of the best places in the city, if not the best. She had a nursing station on the floor, but my mom was still there. And they asking my mom what to do. So, see, this is what I mean. So we gotta be like really in tune with what's going on, man. I think we really gotta be more in tune with what's really going on a lot of aspects, our health and a lot of different things. Being in tune with our people that's, you know, creative and kids that got this jewels and stuff. Don't kill that energy in these seeds, man. Stop trying to live vicariously through these kids and make them little gangsters and little yous. You then don't let them be messed up. Make them better than you. That's a parent's job. You want your kids to outdo you.
One of the dopest things I heard is a scene in the movie Soldier Story.
Yeah.
When the brother said, he said, my dad couldn't read or write.
Right, exactly.
But he made sure that we could.
Exactly,
And
exactly.
That's
what the facts about it.
about.
That's what it is. You want to build a legacy. It's like what we say in the records again. I put all this stuff in the records. Everything I'm putting in my records is real. Trying to build a legacy, like we working. Trying to build a legacy. You know, trying to be the best so that way they never get a step in me. Never misunderstand my pedigree. That's what it's about.
Flow.
Grinding every day on the grind to get this paid. Only thing I lack is time to play.
Flow.
You know, busy working here, so please don't interrupt. That's the song we got. That's me and Silk's joint. You know, we putting real. I told him when we did Vent, I said we gonna give them the realest shit, and I guarantee you they gonna ignore it. But it's documented. It's immortalized.
You know, folks don't want to hear that.
No, but I don't care. It's immortalized. You'll press play at some point.
Yeah, right.
Whether I'm here or
When
not.
you're hungry for
Whether
it.
I'm here or not, you're gonna press play at some point.
Right.
And you're gonna go, oh shit.
I missed it. Yeah.
I didn't even know that he was, damn, this is real. This is realer than such and such.
The mobile mind trap stuff that has no
man,
sustenance.
it's realer than that, yeah. You know, that's what it is. We got real people here. We are real people. The Midwest is that. We blue collar, man. Where y'all think we live? Where y'all think Michael Jackson from?
Indy.
Where y'all think Prince is from?
Liddy.
Hell, give Eminem to us too.
Hey, Detroit all day.
MC Breed, Ready for the World.
Wow.
Kanye West, Common Sense.
Wow.
Nelly.
Wow.
This is Midwest, y'all. Why we ain't standing up like down south with all them people I just named? Why we ain't got what they got? Why we ain't got at least what Atlanta by itself got? Atlanta, one city by itself. Why we ain't got that? You know why? Because y'all can't stop the hatred.
Crabs in a barrel.
You can't increase the love. You can't. If we could do that, do you imagine? Can you imagine what we could do? Not only here, but just what we could give. Like, we got so much. That's why I'm telling people, we got more than sports, man. You always, every time somebody get blow up for sports, we like, oh, sports. You know, we got way more than that. We got some of the best colleges right here.
Hey.
Palmer.
Original School of Chiropractic.
Look, Palmer Original School of Chiropractic is one block over.
Yep.
I know people from California who came here to go to school.
Sweden.
Yes, in Sweden, they came here to go to school. Right by Central. Right by Central,
Right
y'all.
across the street.
St. Ambrose.
One of the top business schools in the
Top
nation.
business schools in the nation.
Yep.
On Locust Street, y'all. Been here for years.
Yep.
We do this. We have been doing this. Do you know how Dave Baker's been in the game?
Oh my gosh. Props and shouts out to Dave Baker.
Dave Baker, come on now. Come on, y'all, man. Y'all gotta do your history.
That's a pillar. That's another pillar.
We didn't have entertainment here until a black man brought it. Buddy Walker, Ulysses Walker.
Yes.
I gotta give y'all history?
Yes.
Dude, this is what we are, Quad Cities. We are beautiful.
Would a concert be
Do
a
y'all
concert in the QC without Buddy Walker?
Right? Y'all understand how beautiful we are? We are beautiful, man. Y'all need to appreciate it now while you're alive, man. Stop appreciating everywhere else, man. Stop it.
That's deep.
Stop being embarrassed of your crib. This is the crib. This is the Q. I call it the Q. When I say the Q, everybody like, what you talking about? Queensbridge? I'm like, nah, man.
Quad.
The quad. I nicknamed it the Q on purpose. I dropped the C. I said the Q.
Yeah,
the quad.
It's one.
It's one.
But everybody wants to divide it
Everybody
up.
wants to divide, but in my mind it's one, because the people I deal with is one.
Love.
The people I deal with, when I say the Q, I'm talking about the people I know.
Well, look at the Just Boys and how they originated. You know, I didn't even look at it for the fact there was 2 on this side, 2 on the other side.
We from everywhere.
I didn't even look at it like that.
Yeah, the quad, man, the Q. We from the Q. We was the best we was best of both sides. That's what we was. So that was our whole point.
Without throwing hands.
Right, that was our
Without
whole point.
robbing and stealing.
And we was competitive with anybody. Big ups to PPI and my homies Lacrease and them. They brung it in too. They kind of brung in the trapping, like in the crumping in a way.
Okay.
Before crumping was crumping, PPI kind of brung that, right? Because they was like more. We were trying to be a little bit more closer to the industry ready stuff, like New Edition and that, right?
Right.
And I wanted to be a Bobby Brown bad boy so bad. I wanted to be like hip hop. When BBD happened, I was like, told you. We should have been doing that. You know, because I knew it was going there. As soon as I saw Bobby, I knew it was going there. I said, oh, it's gonna be hip hop like and R&B together next. When my prerogative, I said, this is what records is gonna sound like from this point. This and the Guy album, You Can Call Me Crazy. I said, yeah, this is it. This is the sound right here.
Ooh.
It's gonna be a hip hop R&B thing, and then it's gonna be a whole nother thing. And that's exactly what happened. Yeah. When BBD did that, I was not surprised at all. I was more happy, like I could cut loose now and say, see, I told you we didn't have to keep wearing these damn polka dots and this. You put on a baseball hat. I told you it would work. Because I used to be saying that. I used to be like, when you used to see us wear mismatched shoes, that was my idea. I used to be like, man, let's do something different. God damn it, we doing all this clean cut shit. The polka dot outfit that we famous for knowing that we had on the Troop concert was made by Mark Claiborne's mother.
Yep.
She made those for us from scratch because we wanted parachute pants, but we didn't want nobody to bite our because everybody would go and get stuff we would get. Well, so we would go. We had his mom. His mom got that polka dot material, and we was like, yeah. That was when Kwame was, the Bone Age, right? Yeah. So we was like, we gonna do the polka dots, blue and white. Ain't nobody ready for this.
For real. I remember that photo, man.
And when we came up in there, and Troop was, oh man, big ups to Steve and those guys. Troop and those guys were so cool. When we met them at the, remember that hotel used to be down there on the River Drive? What was it? It was Gay 90s back in the day. Then it was, what was that play called? And then it was called Comfort Inn. Yeah, Clarion.
The Clarion.
Yeah.
By the bridge.
By the bridge, by Arsenal Bridge.
Heavy D was down there.
Yeah. So we was in it.
It was Fat Joe. I think it was Fat Joe was up in there.
Yeah, so when Troop was here, we was there with him and whatever, kicking it and shit. We was in the game room. And we showed them that spread your wings, spread my wings routine. And they was just sitting there like, wow. Y'all got that down pat.
See the watch?
Niggas was like, wow, y'all got that down pat. He messing with me with the watch. He's like, y'all got that down pat, man. Like, this is lit. Y'all really on y'all way. Y'all dudes is lit. Like, and it was crazy for us to see that they looked up to New Edition.
Yeah.
Too.
It was their stuff.
So it was like, wow, And when I saw that they was from California, that was another thing that kind of hit me in the back of my mind. I was like, yeah, Troopers from California. Shit. And they made it from California. So
they branched out. Chucky Booker.
Chucky was their producer.
Yeah.
And I was like, you know what? So I'm gonna go to California. I'm gonna go to California and make this pop. That was another thing that brought me out there because those boys was big at the time, and they was my heroes too. And Reginald had just passed. He just passed recently. Yeah, Reggie from Troop. Rest in peace, Reggie. Yeah, if y'all don't know Reggie from Troop, he was the one that had the little dye strip in his hair. Yeah, that was the homie. He was real good peoples, man. But those guys are beautiful brothers still. I think Mark Claiborne is still cool with some of them online and stuff. I think I got Steve Russell on my IG and stuff like that. Okay. He's a real cool brother, man. They still do music and write. They were responsible behind B2K.
A lot of stuff behind the scenes.
Amarion and stuff like them got some real good stuff from Steve. Yeah. So it just pays forward. Wow. It pays forward, man. It's crazy, right? It pays forward. But I've been in a lot of good situations out there, man, where I've been behind the scenes, like. My friend T Nika, she kept saying, "You need to write a book. You need to write a book." I'm like, "Yeah, I am, but I just don't know where to start. Like, I don't know. Do I go back to the beginning, like what I told y'all? Do I stay just? There's so much stuff."
You know what, man?
So
I feel like what they call them, hip hop documentaries.
That would be dope. Like if I could do something like that, it'd be dope because I could tell it better. I don't know. It seems like it's so much
footage and everything.
Because there's so many there's so many behind the scenes situations, bro, that I could share that would really enlighten on things that actually happened. Like for example, check this out. Do you know when Big right before Big died in L.A. I was at the radio station and I got to meet him on 92 The Beat on the Wake Up Show.
Stop it.
He walked in. So one of the last times I went up to the Wake Up Show was Swantech, right?
Okay.
And this is right at the time when Exhibit and Razkaz had got signed up. They got picked up and signed. See, Razkaz and Exhibit was under a production deal with Swantech. People didn't know that.
I didn't know that.
And that's why they was kind of
Did you know that now?
That's why they was kind of propping them up a little bit because they were their artists at the time. Exhibit is originally from Detroit. That's why he was in 8 Mile.
And yeah.
In 8 Mile.
Sure was.
That's why he had that little part in 8 Mile. Because he's originally from Detroit.
Yeah.
His name was Exhibit A when he went to LA. And then he got with the Liquid Crew, J. Rowe and the homies Catastrophe and them guys. And became the dysfunctional member of the Liquid Crew and all that. Raisin changed his name to Raz Kaz, and he liked reading Van Gogh and all this kind of stuff in books, and he became a real, super MC dude. He just became a super MC.
See, just like them ESPN 30 for 30s.
Yeah.
You need something like that, but on a hip hop.
Yeah. That's what it is. It's so much stuff. And I can tell you one of the coolest brothers I ever met that gave me love off top and didn't know me from jump was Saphir. And have you ever seen Minister Society?
Yeah.
He was the guy that got jacked for his car.
Yeah.
Saphir was the coolest dude. He had a good run. He was big at the time. He was doing something with Exhibit and Razkaz. They were doing a group. They were going to try to do a group at the time. And I remember Razkaz and Exhibit kind of fronted on me. I had already met them before. But they kind of, try to front on me.
They didn't show you love being
Razkaz, Saphir made it a point to come over and acknowledge me in front of a lot of people.
Oh, okay.
Like, bro, Tiger Style, Tony Tiger Style, you dope, bro. This dude is dope, like in people's face. You know what I'm saying?
Gotcha.
And it was like people like him that started getting me noticed because it was like, well, who is this dude they talking? Because I never toot my own horn, so it's like, I only toot my horn when I'm battling. Like, I'm going to talk match. I'm battling. You can't say nothing to me when I'm battling. But after that, I go back to Clark Kent and I'm like, hi, how you doing? Hey. I didn't do that. So, but Saphir was like, nah, man, you got to let them know, bro. This is West Coast, man. You can't be like quiet out here. You got to get in people's faces. Yeah, and I was like, okay, I feel you. And honestly, he's the one that made me start going, you know what? I'm going to do just what he said. Because I'm getting tired of these dudes acting like they know me when ain't nobody around, or if I be in the studio with them, because they know I was messing with Adam 12, so I would be in the studio with, at certain times with certain people, coming in and coming out, right?
So they didn't show you no love being from the Midwest?
No, initially no.
Knowing from where they came from, trying to help you up?
Initially no, because everybody's trying to get on.
Okay.
They're trying to get on, and it's very competitive. It was competitive, yeah. In the 90s, it was really competitive. Everybody was either trying to get a 12-inch deal on Priority and get over there with Jimmy Iovine.
Yeah.
Or they were standing in line to kiss Dre's boots.
Yeah.
And I wasn't either one.
Yeah.
So where am I going to fit in?
Okay.
Right?
All right.
And before Black Eyed Peas was signed, I used to have a friend named Jan Stiles was their manager, and he used to manage he was a manager for the name of his company was called Black Coffee. And that's how they got their name Black Eyed Peas.
Okay.
Because everything was black, right?
Okay.
Black Coffee was the company, Jan was the manager, Black Eyed Peas was the group. At the time, they had a different girl in the group. Remember when they had That's the Joint? That's the Jam. There was another girl before Fergie.
Really?
Yeah.
Fergie's peoples got a little bit of inside at Universal.
So
she started on Kids Inc.
What?
So they was waiting for something to put her in, like Johnny Gill got put into New Edition.
Yep. That's what helped transcend his career.
will.i.am was wanting to get himself established as a producer. Dabu and them are dancers. They used to dance at Cannon's nightclub in Long Beach because I used to go to Long Beach and I used to know them from Long Beach. So I know them all from just being out as dancers. And so when Jan used to manage them and my crew, the superheroes, they was cool with Jan. My boys from New York was cool with them. There was a lot of New York dudes that was in LA trying to get it. Everybody was out there trying to get it. So you had a whole bunch of dudes from New York moving there and people from here moving there, and we was all in the mix. So my group formed the superheroes because we was all from everywhere. I'm the Midwest dude.
All right.
We had 2 dudes from the West Coast.
You did have a cape on your back.
And then we had 3 dudes from the East Coast. So you couldn't front on us. You couldn't say East, West Coast.
Right.
Because I tied it together. You know what I'm saying? I was the middle dude.
That's smart right
and then I'm the big mouth that's going to battle you first.
No.
Famous story about me going to Eric Sermon's house.
The tiger.
There's a famous story about me going to Eric Sermon's house.
Is any of that
and,
on cassette?
And dealing with Keith Murray's crew, LOD.
Yes.
But that's facts. But we did that, and we was like a Wu-Tang. We was like, and that's why we ended up on Def Jam's table. Because they was trying to compete. Wu had just got signed by Loud, I think it was. Everybody, well, not Loud.
Yeah.
Can't remember what they was on. No, they all had different deals. Raekwon had Loud. Raekwon and Ghost was on Loud. Raekwon had just put out Cuban Links. They was doing their thing. They was all building. They was building the stacks. Yeah, because Jizza, you know how they was stacking it. Tikal dropped first. They should have waited on Tikal, I thought, but he was the first. He had the most popular.
Tikal.
He was the most popular, but his album didn't do the best first. Cuban Links did the best because by that time they was established.
Yeah.
So Cuban Links did the best, and it was the most thorough album. Honestly, it was at that time. And then Jizz's album, I think, was another good thorough album that came right behind it. And then they really started finding their lane. They really started finding their swagger. But at that time, the West Coast, you had
the Sounds of Hair Sisters.
You had Feel the Agony and the Barbershop Clique, right? And Exhibit used to hang out with them, and he used to also hang out with J-Ro and them, the Alcoholics, who was under King T.
Yep.
Remember that? Mm-hmm. I'm giving you the history.
Yep.
King T, right? King T put on the licks. The licks was booming. When I came to Cali, they was booming. Make room for the crew with 21 and over. 21 and over was the classic album. Okay? Leaders of the New School had just dropped on the East Coast.
Ooh.
So that was the Bomb Squad's project.
I know you and you.
My boy Shamello D. They talk about Shamello. He epitome of Shamello on that song, Great One. That's my man Shamello. Shamello and me happened to meet up and was cool peoples because this dude thought I needed a writer in the studio. And me and him, he's like, you don't need no guy.
He didn't know.
This dude is dope.
He didn't
and
know.
me and him became cool. Now here's the funny, Shamello was one of the producers of Put Your Hands Where My Eyes Can See.
Yeah.
And I had him on my podcast. I interviewed him on my podcast.
Break Out for Leaders. Yeah.
Yeah, but they
Leaders
all
New School
started.
came on.
They all started at the Bomb Squad studio because they all recorded with Keith and them. And at that time, Leaders' name wasn't the Leaders. They were, what he said their name was called? Generation.
Oh, wow.
Generation was their name. And Shamello was like the odd one out, even though they all hung together. And he had a DJ of his own, so he was sticking with his DJ. And those guys ended up became the core of what became Leaders of the New School.
You knew
but
Busta
they
was
all
gonna break off from there.
Yeah, but they all
He was too big.
But they all recorded in that same right there with Keith Shockley and them and all of that, right? And then that's how my man Shamello ended up getting the job writing for BBD's album. So he wrote on the BBD Poison album.
High Five Flooring Solutions prides themselves in customer satisfaction, giving you the best for less. Doing residential, commercial work, refinishing hardwood floors, VCT flooring, epoxy garages, basement floors, chain link fences, and privacy wood fencing, along with above ground pools. They value their customers, striving to create a long-term relationship that recognizes the importance of quality service. Please contact Shalon Murray at 563-549-1231, or you can reach out to him on Facebook. That's Shalon Murray. That's SCHLAAN Murray, MURRAY. Come get the best for less. High Five Solutions. They're an unofficial sponsor of Food for Thought.